TPD releasing this 8-page initial police report today, but most of the information on here redacted. To some of the residents here, this pile of rubble that you see behind me, it's just that. It's the remains of a fire. The athletes who lace up their shoes are what draw in this big crowd of people, ultimately funneling in millions of dollars to Leon County. Upon arriving on the scene, first responders go through triage, determining which wounds and victims are most urgent and getting them help immediately. We're on about day 5 of this, so when you talk to students on campus, you get that slight eye roll. They're sick about hearing these rumors and they're just ready for a decision. But it didn't look like this at other points in the day. Sometimes there was no sand, nothing.
What was the feeling like inside the Capitol?
Well, there was a lot of anticipation leading up to when they actually spoke. It's not the first time that the idea of consolidation has come up. It's been on the ballot 4 separate times, and each time failing. But you don't need to look far to find a city that does operate this way. Julie, Ben, there are about 940 city employees with city-issued cell phones. It doesn't stem from a number you see on the scale or the body type you see in the mirror. It all starts right here, a mental health issue many don't know enough about. Abby, that building, it's still closed off behind me. I'll step aside so you can see the tape still up, marking it off. Luckily, everyone making it out safely. Julie Eden, the Tallahassee Police Department is calling this investigation an active criminal investigation. TPD releasing this 8-page initial police report today, but most of the information on here redacted. Still, as TPD continues investigating, the campus is abuzz with talks of drugs, alcohol, and that ban stemming from this weekend's death. Florida State University, a school known for football. But students say it has another reputation.
Whenever I say I'm from Florida State, that's the party school.
A party culture, some say, revolves around Greek life.
So you just hear so many horror stories from years past, don't go upstairs in a frat house, just stuff like that.
Sororities and fraternities now under the microscope after the death of Andrew Coffey, a Pi Kappa Phi fraternity pledge. Plus, at least 2 other fraternity members arrested on drug charges. One in the same fraternity Coffey was pledging.
We have a cultural issue here that we need to deal with.
Thrasher announcing his sweeping decision to suspend Greek life Monday. He says responses are now pouring in from all over, statewide to nationwide.
Most people understand it. There are some who think that we cast the net too broadly. And my response to that is that, I want the entire Greek community involved in the solution.
Some on campus welcoming the action.
Obviously, you do something to honor and realize that this is a problem within our university.
And hoping the startling death of Andrew Coffey prompts real change on campus.
Do I think that they're going to fix it or at least talk it out? I definitely think that that'll happen, especially with the power that fraternities have around campus.
Julie Eden, as far as the investigation goes, the Tallahassee Police Department says it won't make any decision on charges until an autopsy is complete, so this investigation could take some time. Reporting live from Florida State University campus, Mariel Carbone, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Continuing coverage live from the scene this evening. Mariel, how are people remembering the store?
Ben, to some of the residents here, this pile of rubble that you see behind me, it's just that. It's the remains of a fire. But to some of the bookstore's most loyal customers, this behind me represents a chapter in Tallahassee's history books. Behind the rubble, a few charred books peek through ashes. And then this.
When I saw the roses, I immediately started to cry.
Roses, a card of condolences, salvaged books.
This really was a place for us. This was a place for the Tallahassee community to come and learn.
The International Book Mine. It's one of the few places left that represent Old Gain Street. The area undergoing a transformation over the last few years. Old warehouses now replaced by student houses.
Tallahassee is becoming very different. It's not necessarily built around a community anymore, and to lose this hub as a community, especially for students, I don't know where we're going to go anymore.
Alicia Damiano and her friend Alyssa Ball, regulars at the store, saving what they could.
To come here and to see everything just utterly destroyed, I wanted to salvage any small semblance, any book, any even sheet of paper that looked somewhat salvageable, I want to put out here.
Including George Orwell's 1984 and signing the card left for owner Jason Hayes.
Yeah.
You see you have these flowers and this card here. I mean, what is it like knowing that people came out and did something like that?
Oh, that touches me deeply. I wish I had You know, I wish I had a instant replacement.
But for now, a shrine of memories, all that's left of a local staple. Ben, the Tallahassee Fire Department, along with the State Fire Marshal's Office, are still investigating the cause of this fire. At this point, it's unclear how much property damage in numbers was actually caused here. Reporting live in Tallahassee, Mariel Carbone, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Making bike riding affordable and respectable in the capital city, our Mariel Carbone has the story.
From tires to chains. One local bike shop is putting riders on a straight path forward.
We'd love to help you. Got a bunch of bikes sitting here.
Biking has always been part of life for Scott Benton. How he got to fixing bikes, well, that's a different story.
When you almost die right in the middle of your life, you wake up and you're sort of like...
2 decades ago, Scott's life took an unexpected detour. Standing alongside the road, he was hit by a car, left unconscious for 8 weeks, suffering a serious brain injury.
Returning from that definitely gave me a different perspective on life.
The result? Bicycle House, a way to combine his passion for cycling with giving back to a community, one that supported him through his accident. It's a reflection that shines out the doors of the shop.
I'm more a product of this community than I realize, and I realize it more and more every day.
More than 600 bikes fill this warehouse here off AMU Way, all donated.
Transportation is something that every single human needs.
Samuel Rose is one of dozens of volunteers making repairs. The cost? A suggested donation, or what you can afford.
Sort of like at church when the basket's passed around and you put in as much as you feel you should.
Easing the burden for riders like Melvin Gillian. How is this helpful?
Okay, it is helpful. It's really helpful.
But it's not just about fixing the bikes. It's about fixing the mindset of riding a bike.
A communication of instilling self-confidence in people who ride their bicycles.
And for some, that bike is all they have.
It brings together people that would, walk by the street without even thinking about it.
The shop creating that sense of community.
And then just pull it out from that.
And bridging the gap between need and stigma.
I think a lot more people who are at that lower income level would feel self-confident enough to ride a bicycle if they knew that the other people in the community who ride care about them.
Creating a great equalizer, one tune-up at a time. In Tallahassee, Mariel Carbone, WCTV Eyewitness News.